Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So, the arrogance of the high value red pill man feels that he is able to cheat and that a woman simply must accept it or leave. And he doesn't feel bad for harming her because he's so high value and he's so full of status and money that she should just accept and acknowledge that he will never stay faithful and that he can do as he wills and not be held accountable to any woman, right? If you hear these manosphere types, they really put the high value man in a position where he can oppress women, degrade them, use them for intimacy, and then make them kick rocks, and any woman who doesn't put up with their emotional, spiritual, and sexual abuse simply just has to be quiet or deal with it. And a good woman to them is someone who lets them cheat around. Now, the arrogance they have is that they feel that they can do anything, and since women still pick them, this then means they're right. And they think they won't have any punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what they're doing. So I want to bring your attention to Surah 38, Sa'd, ayat number 34. And indeed we did try Solomon, and we placed on his throne a jasad, a devil, so he lost his kingdom for a while. And he did return to Allah with obedience and in repentance, and to his throne and kingdom by the grace of Allah. He said, My Lord, forgive me, and bestow upon me a kingdom such as shall not belong to any other after me. Verily, you are the bestower. Now, on Surah 38, Sa'd, number 41, and remember our slave Ayub, Job, when he invoked his Lord, saying, Verily, Satan has touched me with distress by ruining my health and torment by ruining my wealth. Now, it goes on to 43, and we gave him back his family, and along with them the like thereof, as a mercy from us and a reminder for those who understand. Now, what do you get here? You know that Solomon, he had the wind that he could make it go soft or however, but it was able to be under his little control for a little while by the permission of Allah. He also was able to make the jinns to build things to die for him, and the other ones who were bound in fetters, as 37 and 38 say. And for Ayub Job, he was heavily tested. He lost his family, he lost his wealth, but he always stayed patient, returned to Allah in repentance, and Allah gave him more. So Allah let someone else sit on Suleiman's throne. A throne is a high level of status, isn't it? For Allah to allow anyone to have some element of making the wind obey them and the jinn kind, clearly that means he was elevated in status, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala humbled him. And Job, Allah tested him greatly by making him lose his family and his wealth. He stayed patient, didn't turn away from Allah, and was given double the reward, triple even, right? So Ayub, Job, and Suleiman, Solomon, they both had a shaitan cause them some trouble by the permission of Allah. And imagine how silly it really is that these high value men, can encourage young Muslim men among and even Christians, any young man, that they can break the hearts of women through adultery, and that no punishment will come to them, and that they can get away with fornication and adultery simply because they have money and a fancy job title and materialistic items. Suleiman had way more than Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of them combined, Drake, you name it, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, whomever. This should really make us pause. Allah did not spare those who worshipped him a lot. So for the people who rebel against Allah, how will he repay them in the hereafter? And a lot of the red pill people that go on channels like Fresh and Fit, Pearly Things, and whatnot, the whatever podcast, they have to be mindful about what kind of things they push onto the youth. And I really hope that the young men realize you will not get away with sleeping with women and then having them all be your girlfriends and then breaking their hearts and playing these types of games. Do not think that once you get money, you can just do as you want and there won't be any consequences. No. Job had more faith than many of us. Suleiman, he had his throne taken. And what is the chair of a fancy boardroom compared to a throne? Really examine that. Really examine that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the bestower and gave Suleiman a very unique kingdom. So think about that. Next time these red pill guys make you think that if you dress a certain way, talk a certain way, and behave in a certain way that is rebellious against what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded you to do, that you're just going to get off scot-free. If a shaitan can sit on a jasad, a devil, can sit on Suleiman's throne, you never know if a very wicked woman gets her clutches on you and does you some horrible damage. Or something like that. You can mess around and find out. It's very dangerous. The more people you're intimate with, the more people you allow to spiritually connect with your body through intimacy, the more danger that can happen. Not to mention the medical effects. And so really think about that. Think about how there's going to be lots of different torments in the hereafter. And ask yourself, are you going to lose paradise because a red pill, brainiac, sleazeball told you that you'll get the most plastic-filled, gold-digging women and that you can just treat them like a doormat? Careful, because Allah sees what we do. He sees what we do. It's a reminder for us. Think. Really think. Be careful.